Alright, hey everybody, Myo here, and today we're going to be doing a VGC 2017 moveset guide video for the Pokemon Tapu Lele. When at the time of this recording, Tapu Lele was, or still is, ranked 6th at the Pokemon Global Link Championship Battle Spot Pokemon rankings, which just means that Tapu Lele is like the 6th most commonly used Pokemon in the Championship Battle Spot ladder. So let's go ahead and get right into this. So one of the most common movesets for Tapu Lele is right here. As you guys can see, the item would be a Choice Scarf, which if you guys don't know what the Choice Scarf does, it basically just makes you faster. So anyway, holder speed is 1.5 times faster, but it can only select the first move that you use. So if I use Psychic the first move, then that's the only move I can do. Now Tapu Lele ability is Psychic Surge, where on switch in, the Pokemon summons a Psychic Terrain, and the Psychic Terrain, what it does is it basically makes priority moves not be able to be used, so you can't get faked out, so that's kind of cool. And I believe also it increases Psychic type moves damage from other Pokemon. I could be wrong on the last bit, so you'll want to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. So the moves that we have for the Choice Scarf Tapu Lele would be Psychic, which Psychic is a stab move. It's a Psychic type, obviously, with a base power of 90, 100% accurate, and it has a 10% chance to lower the target's special defense by 1, so that's pretty cool. Then the second move is Moonblast, which is a Fairy type move with a base power of 95, 100% accurate, and a 30% chance to lower the target's special attack by 1, so that's pretty cool as well. Then we have Thunderbolt on here for some coverage. It's an electric type move with a base power of 90, 100% accurate, and a 10% chance to paralyze the target, so it's always nice to have those chances for, possibly get in your favor. Then the last move we have on Tapu Lele is Dazzling Gleam, which is another Fairy type move, so it's stab as well, with a base power of 80. It's 100% accurate, and it has no additional effects, but it does hit adjacent foes, which means that it will hit both of the opposing Pokemon. And before I get any farther into this, I forgot to mention the typing of Tapu Lele is Psychic Fairy. So what that means is that Poison, Ghost, and Steel type moves will be super effective against Tapu Lele. However, Tapu Lele does have a resistance, a pretty nice resistance actually, against fighting. I think it's like 1/4 times resistance or something. And then, or it takes 1/4 damage from fighting. I think that's what that meant. And then it has a resistance to Psychic as well, with an immunity to dragon attacks, so it cannot be hurt by like any dragon type moves at all, so that's really cool. And then it takes normal damage from normal, fire, water, flying, grass, electric, ground, rock, ice, bug, dark, and fairy type moves. So that's pretty sweet, considering that it takes normal damage from dark type moves due to the fairy typing, since Psychic, I believe, is generally weak to dark, so it kind of helps out with it a little bit. But it does have, some weaknesses, but only 3, with an immunity to dragon, so that's cool. Let's go ahead and get a look at the EV spread here. So we went with 4 into defense, just because we had the remaining 4s to put a little bit into bulk somewhere. Then we put 252 into special attack and 252 into speed with a timid nature, because we're running a Choice Scarf, so I figured we just want to be as fast as possible. We want to outspeed as much things as possible, and we just want to do as much damage as possible, as quick as possible. That's why we went with that. If you want to put the remaining 4 into HP or special defense, go ahead, but this is probably the most standard EV spread for a Choice Scarf Tapu Lele. Then we'll go ahead and take a look at the second Tapu Lele, which is the Life Orb Tapu Lele. Now this one's a little bit bulky spread, so I like it. Let's go over the Life Orb item in case you guys don't know what it does. Holders attack do 1.3 times damage, but it does lose 1/10 of its max HP after each attack. So that's one way that you'll know if your opponent has a Life Orb Tapu Lele. It'll hit you, it'll do a lot of damage, and then you'll see it lose a little bit of health. So you'll be like, okay, it's not choiced, it's Life Orb. So I know it has potential to be running Protect. So this moveset is Psychic, which we went over already, Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, and Protect. Another option that you could potentially run on this one instead of like Dazzling Gleam would be Taunt, because that's a good way to deal with Trick Room. Some notable moves that you could potentially run on this Tapu Lele would be, like, instead of Dazzling Gleam, maybe Thunderbolt, or possibly Psyshock if you really wanted, but I don't think that's very common on the ladder right now for Tapu Lele, which could change, obviously. And then Shadow Ball is also another option due to some coverage. if you want to like hit another Tapu Lele with a Shadow Ball, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to be that great, but it is on the list of potential moves. I think Shadow Ball is at a 12% usage rating right now over on the Pokemon Global Link website. And then Energy Ball for some coverage if you really want, and then the other potential coverage I would recommend is Hidden Power Fire. But that's pretty much what I would do. I'd probably replace Dazzling Gleam with Taunt on this set personally, but it's up to you guys what you want to do. So obviously let's go ahead and keep looking at it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the EV spread. So we went with 188 into HP, puts us at 169 total HP. So we like to have an odd number at the end of HP. I don't quite remember why. I just remember learning that previously in other generations. I think it has to do with like Super Fang or something weird like that, but I honestly don't remember. Or berries or something. I just don't remember. But so that's why we did that. Then we have 4 into defense just for some bulk. Then we have 148 into special attack. And then we have 4 into special defense for some more bulk, and then 164 into speed with a timid nature, because we still want to be fast even though we're pretty bulky. Unless you're running like a Trick Room variant of Tapu Lele, because your team's like hard Trick Room but you want Tapu Lele for the Psychic Surge so you can't be faked out, then do not run timid and don't run any EVs into speed unless you want an option out of Trick Room. So there's that. Then we're going to go ahead and look at the other Tapu Lele variant, which is the Psychic Z, which I believe has been gaining some popularity recently, but maybe not. I don't quite remember. But I felt like I should add this on here. So Psychic Z, if you guys don't know, which you probably should know if you beat the game, is the holder has a Psychic move, then the item allows it to use a Psychic Z-type move. So it's pretty cool. So obviously we need Psychic on here so we can use the Psychic Z. Then we have Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, and Protect. You could obviously switch out Dazzling Gleam with any of the previously mentioned moves, or Moonblast with any of the previously mentioned moves if you wanted. Then the EV spread is not too complicated on this one. We went with 164 into HP, 92 into defense, and 252 into special attack with a modest nature, so we're pretty bulky. And we have that Psychic Z, so we can go ahead and get a very powerful Psychic, like a Shattered Psyche off, with a 252 into special attack with the modest nature. Then we have a more faster variant if you'd rather run a faster Psychic Z set, with 28 into HP, 44 into defense, 228 into special attack, 4 into special defense, and 204 into speed with a timid nature, so you're a bit faster. And I think there was one other potential item that you guys might want to look out for on the Pokemon Global Links. Oh yeah, Choice Specs. I completely spaced out. Choice Specs is a potential, like it's a not super common item, but it is at about like 15% of the most commonly used items for Tapu Lele over at the Pokemon Global Link website. I'll put links in the description so you guys can check out those websites. They're obviously extremely helpful. A lot of these EV spreads that I got were taken from the Trainer Tower website, which will also be in the description below, because I figured the best thing to do right now for me and for potentially newer players is to show you guys what I believe the most common EV spreads are for the items that these Pokemon are holding, so you can better prepare yourself and know how to potentially deal with them or how to potentially use them. So thanks again for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, go hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, favorite, all the good stuff. It really does help me out and I really do appreciate it. So thanks again and goodbye, friends.